Zdravo! Kako ste?
Love to. Ja sam jako dobro. Kako si ti?
Ja sam dobro također, hvala.
Amazing.
So, first of all, can you please introduce yourself?
Of course, gladly. Hi, everyone, and hi to you as well. My name is Devin. I'm a singer, dancer, actor, and just overall creative from Croatia. And I'm very excited to be here and to talk about myself and the song and the whole journey with Dora.
Where did the idea for the song Over Me come from, and what story is behind the lyrics?
So, Over Me came after a very difficult period as an artist. Being a solo artist in Croatia that's independent really does put a lot of stress on you when you're writing and creating because there's a big emphasis here on being part of a system instead of being very unique. And for the longest time, I tried to create music that I didn't really like myself, but I thought would give me the opportunity to create more. And when that miserably failed, I realized that I need to start making music that I truly feel and that I'm really connected to. And Over Me really just came over me, and it appeared basically just as an experiment. What can I write that I feel would make me really happy? And the demo version sat in my phone for over a year, and then overnight, I think it was mid-November, just a few days before the deadline, I was like, I have the song. I know exactly what I want, and we just started working on it. And from both the lyrics and the arrangement, it just appeared as the perfect candidate for Dora 2026.
So, what emotions or message do you want listeners to feel when they hear Over Me for the first time?
I think Over Me as a song really was inspired by the idea of where young people, and I'm talking Gen Z, all those afterwards, and the ones that came before us, were all put in this very difficult position in 2026 and moving forward, where we're living in this sort of in between time. Like it almost feels like the world going forward is not meant for us anymore. So we're struggling to find our place. We're struggling to understand the world that's coming, but we have no choice but to live in it. So I think the overarching story that goes on from start to finish is just an inspirational and courageous song that really pushes you to never lose your humanity and never lose your values as a human being, if you know what I mean. Just like to truly give up trying to understand, but give in to always trying to stay pure, connected, human, and to really just not let this weird world corrupt you for who you are.
So, as you said, you have a big you were an actor, you worked in theater, and how do your stage style and musical theater experience influence the way you perform the song on
A
the Dora
lot,
stage?
a lot. I mean, I think when people get to see me perform, they really do see the theater background because for me, theater and just in general acting has always been the gateway between Devin Jurai, the person, and Devin the persona, the character. So I think if it wasn't for the years that I have of acting experience, I would struggle a lot more when performing. But the truth is, I've always felt more comfortable when it comes to actually performing the song than, for example, rehearsing. So I think what will help me the most on the Dora stage is the fact that I get to go on it as Devin, the character. And it's my role to perform it, to send my message, to entertain the people, and to really give them what I think is the purest form of performance that I can. So overall, I'm super grateful that I have the theater background because it helps me tap into the most honest version of myself.
So, yeah, as you are speaking about yourself and you as a person, what does being in Dora mean to you personally?
Dora has always been a very weird question for me because it's a scary thing, you know, it's very I wouldn't know how to describe it. We all here try our best to create from the heart and really to become musicians that are honest to themselves and to what they want to make. But Croatia is very difficult to create in. And so Dora gives you this platform where it shows you not only to a broader Croatian audience, but it really pushes you into the European audience as well. So in reality, getting this acknowledgement that my song is what is eligible for Dora this year was a confirmation that I'm ready for the next step in my career, but also a very personal moment where I, as a songwriter and singer who's only been doing this for 5 years, have reached a stage where I'm mentally ready to go on and to create bigger and broader things. I think Dora has really pushed open the gates, and it genuinely just feels right now like there is nothing stopping me from creating the biggest, most interesting works that I could ever create.
So what emotions did you experience when you found out that your song Over Me had been selected from such a large numbers of submissions to participate in Dora?
Oh, that was crazy. I can't explain to you. I was in Rijeka in Croatia, where I am right now, and I was having coffee with both my mom and a friend of mine. And my mom went to go to the bathroom, and I was on Instagram refreshing the HRT page. And I saw the list, and initially I didn't realize it went from by letter. So I was looking for myself at the end, and then I raised my eyes and saw myself and at the top, and immediately just this feeling of fear, happiness, joy, stress, everything just came over me. And I got up, and as I got up, my mom was coming back from the bathroom, and she asked me like, "Where are you going?" And I just looked at her dead in the eyes, and I was like, "I'm going to Dora." And she just started like going back, and I had to catch her. We were in a cafe, people were turning around like, what's going on? So it was just this beautiful feeling of not only acceptance but success. For me, the fact that we went through was a confirmation that I know what I'm doing, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. So, how are you preparing for your performance at Dora? Can you tell us something that can we expect from your performance on stage?
Well, I don't want to reveal too much because I really want to tell you, but I do have to keep some things confidential. But I would say something that would define my performance on Dora this year is definitely that I take my song very seriously in terms of I want every detail of this performance to be exactly how I see it, not in a perfectionist way, but in a very scripted. So there will be moments of pure honesty and improvisation, but also moments of very, very decisive choices where I really do get to approach this song as a movie, as a script. You know, there's character, there's other characters. So for me, I want to leave the Dora stage with a feeling of, I wouldn't say success, but with a feeling of accomplishment that I really gave over me the treatment it deserves. So if I had to really like tell you something, I would definitely say that all the people that are on stage with me are going to be very, very powerful, and that the story that we said with the song is really going to translate well into the staging, because we really want people to look at it and be just, whoa, what just happened?
You said that you are an independent artist song-wise, but do you create the stage vision only by yourself, or do you have a creative team that helps you do all the stuff?
I have a great creative team, but the thing I like the most is the fact that these are all individuals that I have met in my past and have just connected with me on not a creative level so much, but well, definitely on a creative level. But I really recognized them a long time before. Like when I met them, I realized that these are people who are good at their job, but also amazing artists. So if I had to name a few, the most decisive one of all is Helena Janušević, who is the choreographer and also the director of the live staging, because she is a dancer from my hometown Pula, where we met years and years ago, and she has always been this figure of independent, strong-minded, and visionary work. So the second we found out that I'm going to Dora, I raised my phone, I called her immediately. I said, Helena, I need your organization skills. I need your vision. I need someone who can really take everything that I'm throwing with the song and just to focus and say, this is all that we can do. Because I have this horrible, it's not horrible, but it's an effect. I give, I give, I give, I give, I give. And one of the directors I worked with in the past, he said, Devin, when you're performing, you give me ice cream with pizza and hamburgers and sushi. You give me everything. Sometimes you just need to give me one meal. So Helena is perfect for, being able to tell me, stop, let's go back and let's do this. And so with her team and the dancers, I think that we're more than ready.
So last year after Dora, the topic of conflict of the interests has come up quite often in the media. Do you think these discussions are justified, or do they exaggerate the reality of the situation?
When you say conflict of interest, in which way do you mean it?
I don't know if you know this, there was this article on index.hr about this whole stuff with, for example, Luka Grgic and the team.
Aha. I get it. Like people who are in Harte conflicting with,
Like, for example, Luka Grgic being a jury and creative director.
Well, I can immediately say that I don't know who was, as in, I didn't look into who was in the jury beforehand and everything regarding the actual thing, because as an artist, I think it's very difficult to put us into other roles, if you know what I mean, because we're here to be storytellers, we're here to be entertainers, and to really just worry too much about what's going on is a way of describing who you are as an artist. I don't think I even checked who was in the jury this year. So I just sent my song, closed my laptop, and forgot about it. Because we also have to keep in account that Croatia is a very small industry. Unfortunately, there's only 3 million of us in the whole country. And so out of these 3 million, the number of artists, producers, songwriters, stagers, and everything, it's a very, very small bubble. So it's very difficult for me to say, oh, I don't know this person, or for someone else to say, oh, yeah, I've never worked with someone else. Because after so many years, you're bound to end up working with the same people. But it's definitely a big conversation here because, I mean, Dora is the opportunity for a lot of people. So I think maybe it also comes from a place of just this big feeling that we all share, this big feeling of injustice when we're working towards our goal and maybe it doesn't work out that year. So if I had to say something, I would just have to say, we all have to approach our work with the highest amount of honesty. And I think everyone knows just how honest they are, and they should live by that.
So, as you mentioned, Dora can sometimes appear closely tied to a small group of industry figures. Do you see this as a natural result of experience or something that should be addressed more carefully?
Well, it's definitely it's harder to speak about things like that because, like every industry, it's normal, for people to work together, and it almost feels like a circle of people, that you have to break into. So I think with time, things have started to change a lot. Definitely this year has been the confirmation that Dora has never been so open to new people and to returning people. But what I think is the biggest sign of the times, it's definitely the songs. The songs that have been released this year, this is, in my opinion, one of the best years ever for Dora, which is a confirmation that music and Dora in general have really now shifted in what it maybe was a while ago into something that's very, very open for everyone. And if you really have a good song, your chances are as good as anyone else's.
Great. So for the end, can you tell us what is your favorite Croatian song at Eurovision from all the years?
My favorite Croatian song at Eurovision. Oh my, that's a difficult question, but it really does have a simple answer. I actually have two. I have to say that I have two. My first favorite song was TikTok by Albina because I mean I got to perform with her that year and I was one of the dancers. It really just introduced me to what Eurovision was from the first, from the first row. I mean, it was just a huge experience. But my all-time favorite song from Eurovision, or should I say from Croatia going to Eurovision, is Rim Tim Tagidim. I mean, Baby Lasagna is truly the definition of the underdog, the dark horse. Nobody cared at the start, and then when the song came out, it was just like, whoa, wait a second. And I'm just so glad that someone from my region of Istria also got to represent Croatia on such a world stage that Croatia was noticed that year, as in like what is going on in that little country. So that's definitely my favorite song of all time, and I just genuinely hope that in the future Croatian artists think like him and just go on with their vision, because at the end of the day, music is vision. It is a business, but a business cannot become something if there is no soul behind it. And I think soul and vision are just the same thing. You have to know who you are to place yourself on a stage and to really tell your story.
So that was all to Biosfera. Hvala lijepa za intervju. Srećno u
Hvala
Dori.
tebi. Hvala ti puno. Talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye bye.